I read that scripture, I feel like God showed me young black men who are following after maybe someone who's slightly older. You look up to them and you're in a gang, but they're not good for you. Check it out. A prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And when I read that scripture, I feel like God showed me young black men who are following after maybe someone who's slightly older. You look up to them and you're in a gang, but they're not good for you. And they're going to get you in trouble, or worse, death, prison, in trouble with the law, or again, worse, death. That's what I see God showing me. And I feel like this one is strictly for you, because I feel like, again, this culture is being sold to our young men that you're not black unless you're doing this. You're not this unless you're in a gang. You're not this unless you're living this type of life. And what type of life is that? What benefit is in that life? And I'll speak really quickly. I was once that dude where I said I would never join a gang, and then all the good influences in my community left, and all I had was the bad influences. And I knew these cats because I grew up with them, and they was in a gang, and I'm gonna leave the name nameless for right now. And I ended up joining because they offered me brotherhood, and I looked up to the leader as a big brother. Dude was probably about a year or 2 or 3 years older than me. And every now and then, it had to be God. Every now and then, I would think, I'm not like these dudes. But no one can tell me apart from them. Why am I following them? Why am I hanging around them? They don't do anything all day long. They're not productive all day long. And I remember thinking, in my loyalty to this dude and to this gang, that whoever you're beefing with, I'm beefing with. But I don't know this dude's enemies. I heard stories about him. I heard him doing some pretty backdoor stuff, some pretty shysty stuff to people. So ain't no telling what he done got himself into. But I remember committing and thinking, whoever he's against, I got to be against. And that's dangerous. I'm going to go back to the scripture, and it says this: a prudent man foresees the evil. You see it coming before it gets to you. And maybe you're like me. Sometimes I didn't see the evil coming until I was in it. But I feel like this is a video from God for you, saying, yo, this is my warning to you before you get there. Before you ever end up in handcuffs, this is my warning to you. Before you ever put on jail clothes, this is my warning to you. Before you go to prison, this is my warning to you. Before you end up in death or you kill somebody, this is my warning to you. This is God's way of allowing you to see the evil before it happens to you. And I'm telling you, as I'm reading this scripture, it says a prudent man foresees the evil and hides himself. Telling you, I really feel this strongly. You better stop hanging around those dudes. You better stop hanging around those type of people, because it's going to bring you some bad stuff. Prison or death.